Yeah, I'm so extra. Express myself, I'm next up. Yeah, one more you say. Coming up. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Come up now. Come on. Stop me. Come on. You coming up.
Well, hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to the House of Peach series. We are here again on another terrific Tuesday. I am April Anderson, and
I
I am
am
one of the hosts.
Morgan.
And I'm one of the hosts, and then we have the beautiful,
Yes, Morgan Harvey.
yes, and our other host. We are here to bring we were here to bring the heat. We're here to bring the information. We're here to laugh. We're here to have a good time. We're here to inspire you, motivate you, encourage you, let you know that you have it in you to do whatever you want to do. And so, Mo, how has it been since last week?
It
How things?
has been busy, busy. Waiting on another baby. So
Oh
that's
no!
always fun.
Are you on call now, or you? Is she due?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
oh,
Honestly, I feel like probably within the next day or two.
okay. Well, that's always
Yes,
good. That's
yes. So I mean, yeah, but it's been super busy. But
mm-hmm.
I'm excited. We're coming to the end of
Right.
March, which is the beginning of like birthday season, especially
Okay.
here. So I'm excited.
Okay, good. Well, I must say, since last Tuesday, things have been, I don't want to say a whirlwind, but it has been a lot, a lot.
Okay.
So I told you last Tuesday that I was going to have a surprise today, that I was going to say something. So I'm going to go ahead and do it now and get it out the way so you won't be like, okay, or hold on, Jackie. Now, April, what is it that you need to? So we don't want to interrupt our guests for this news. And I wanted to have like some demonstration or something, but I couldn't find anything to really do it with. So I had gone live on my Facebook page and said that, God had commissioned me to do something and I didn't want to do it. And it had been very difficult for me to accept that this is what he wanted to do after he had confirmed it. So finally I said, okay, fine. I thought I had 30 to 60 days to do it. And then he's like, no, you got 9 days. So this past Saturday, Ariel and I packed up my car and moved to Texas. I am in San Antonio, Texas right now. I left New Jersey. That is what I thought I was going to get. Yes. That's what he had me do. When I tell you I was doubled over, I think last Wednesday, crying like, no, are you sure? Can I wait a little bit? Like, no, now. What? Yes. So I just got here yesterday, about about 4:30 Central Time. Yeah, so yeah, I'm in Texas. Oh my God. But then I gotta fly everywhere all over the world now. So I'll be back and forth.
Oh my goodness.
So you didn't even have any idea
I'm
what
gonna have a I have a bone to pick with God. Cause like you didn't even give me a good hot second for her to be just across the bridge before you move her into another time zone.
right. But
Well,
the
that's
thing
okay. I have been needing to get to Texas anyway, so this is even more reason for me to come to that.
exactly. So I'm like, and then right before I left, I was about to sign a new contract to start something with a hospital, a healthcare system, and I let them know I'm getting ready to move. I said, but listen, that's not going to affect anything that I'm going to do. I can always get on a plane and travel. It's not a problem. I do that all the time. But yeah.
Well,
How
congratulations. I'm happy and proud of you. That's a big thing.
that was 2.5 days of traveling with Ariel, and I drove by myself, just me and her, the entire way. Yes, I did. And people are like, what is wrong with you? Nothing. I mean, what is it?
I love it, April. I
I
love it.
don't have a problem with I will move anywhere, but this time now, the thing that makes this so special is and so different is I didn't want to leave New Jersey. I actually thought New Jersey was my final stop out of all the moving and traveling that I've done. I said, okay, this is going to be like my home base. I can buy a house, and my job was great. Everything was good.
Hmm.
And I'm like, you say what now? You want me to do what now? Oh, really? You sure? Oh, wow. So here
Well, we did say this is the season of obedience and we are walking in our purpose.
I absolutely.
So I cannot wait to hear what's going to be the next big
Oh
thing.
my.
Because
Oh
I mean,
my.
this year we have already planned out for a whole lot,
Oh my.
So
Yeah, yeah. And so now that I'm here, it can be even bigger audience because, soon I'm going to have all that part and who knows who I'm going to meet and then say, "Hey, you want to come on the show?" So now we're everywhere now. We're
I'm so
everywhere.
excited. I know. I know.
Yeah, so that's my
That's
news. I mean,
awesome.
it is what it is.
Well, congratulations.
Thank
That's not little.
you.
That's huge. That's
That's what it
huge.
is. Yeah, when I think about it, like today, I woke up and I was like, "Oh my god, I just drove to Texas." Like me and Ariel just drove to
Mm.
Texas. Yeah, but hey, I am open to what God has and what's going to take place and all of that. And He has me in this space for a reason. He's been giving me things that He wants me to do, and I've been writing it down. Like I was up late last night. Like, okay, all right, let me do this. Okay, so yeah, so I have stuff that I have to do, and I'm just waiting to see how it unfolds and sharing it with everybody that watches, and just to encourage people because some people
Yeah.
may want to move, but they have this fear factor of moving. And I don't have a problem with anywhere. I will pack up like my stuff is in storage. I just packed up my car with what I had, what I could, and just got on the road and drove just got on the road. So, I didn't allow fear because fear of the unknown could have stopped me and it
Yeah.
didn't. So, for
Absolutely.
those that are looking to venture out on business ventures or moving to different areas, whether it's a different city or a totally different state or a totally different time zone or country, like don't allow fear to stop you from doing that because you could stop your destiny because you allow fear. And I'm not getting ready to do that because there's things that I want and desire and it's going to require some sacrifice. And this was a sacrifice, but
I bet.
I'm looking forward to it. But enough about me. Let us get to what we have today. And I'm kind of glad, I'm sad that when she tried to get on before, it messed up. She was having technical difficulties, but I'm happy because you got a chance to get some of these goods and
Yes.
taste them. So now I'm not the only one that could just talk about it and say, "Oh my God, it was so good to take." You can weigh in on it too. So our guest for today is Jacqueline Jefferson, one of my. I love her. She's my sister. I love her, and she does a number of things. She's the owner of Granny's Goods, which makes some of the best sweets I've tasted in a while. And she does paparazzi. And shout out to Goddess Gems because I got them on right here.
Yeah.
She's authored a cookbook and she's getting ready to do some other things that I won't spill the beans about, but she will talk about that. So she has well rounded. And when I tell you this woman has some serious wisdom, like I've called on her multiple times to talk to her, and she's given me some great sound wisdom and information, exposed me to some things that I would have never expected. But we're going to talk about this good cooking today. Good cooking. So we're going to bring Jacqueline in and we're going to get this started and enjoy tonight. Talk about it. So we never know who's going to order. I told her that I messaged her today because I just ordered all this jewelry that was here.
Mhm.
And I told her, I said, now it's time for me to order some more Granny's goods and have them sent to Texas. So
There you go.
about that. So we're going to have Jacqueline come in. Hi, Jackie.
Hey,
Hello.
beautiful ladies. How
How
are you?
Good.
good
How are
are
you?
you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you.
You look
Thank
amazing.
you. April, let me say that I am so proud of you.
Oh,
I am
thank
so proud
you.
of you for your obedience.
Thank you.
You are
Thank
going to
you.
be well rewarded.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it was, hey, do it scared, do it nervous, do it with the, are you sure? Are you sure?
You're afraid. Yeah,
Did it. And
exactly.
I didn't stop. I didn't turn around. And I didn't even think about turning around because, some people would get so far down the road, like, you know what? This is crazy. Let me turn around. But I didn't. I'm like, Texas bound. Let's go. Let's go.
There you
Yeah.
go.
So thank me. Thank you so much. But we are on here to talk about you
Okay.
and Granny's Goods. So I know for our culture, the cooking was the thing that brought us together. Way back when, I remember when I was growing up, being in the kitchen with my grandmother and my great grandmother and watching them cook and having them teach me things. And I still have a vivid memory of my great grandmother making homemade peach cobbler. Like we went with her to pick the peaches, watched her cut them up and put them in the freezer until she got ready to make her peach cobbler. Then when she take it out, I actually remember seeing her roll the dough and make the little slits there to make the homemade. And we would not wait until it cooled off before we were trying to eat it, burning our mouths. But I remember that and how I felt just being there with them and watching them and the conversation and the laugh. So tell us how it was for you and how you got started and what made you get into this whole Granny's Goods.
I just love cooking. My mother started teaching me to cook. I was about 6 years old. And she would get me and set me up on the cabinet and tie my gown in a knot so it wouldn't catch flame on the gas stove. And my job was to stir the grits. And at that breakfast table, when she announced to the family, Jackie made the grits today, and everybody was talking about how good they were, how good they were. Girl, I wanted to hear it again. So I wanted to cook something else. That just having them being pleased with
Mm,
something that I've done in the kitchen just made me want to cook.
right.
And for me, growing up, the kitchen was the center for everything. That's not just where we had dinner, that's where we played dominoes, that's where we played spades. That's where my mother gave me all my advice. I talk about it in my cookbook. Um, all of my life lessons were at the kitchen table.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we don't have that in some places. We don't have that like we used to. It's kind of fallen away. People have gotten too busy and they just stray away from that whole family aspect of it. But I love that, and I will never forget that growing up. It meant a lot. Now my great grandmother and grandmother, I don't know what they did with the recipes because we never found those recipes. They must have hid them really well. But my aunts, some of them were able to kind of recreate some things. Well, not all of them. My mom, she just does her own thing. But
Yeah, that
that
was
that's
my
just,
mother. Yeah.
hmm
She would take a recipe. If she'd never made it, she would make it the first time by the
hmm
recipe. But the next time she made it, she did it her own way. And
mm,
that's the thing that I hate too, that she didn't write anything down. But I think because I was always there with her, and she didn't teach me to cook by measuring. You didn't
mm.
measure, you just watch, pay attention to how much I put in there, and you taste as you go. So you know when it was right when it got to a certain taste.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a little scary with stuff like that. I'm a measurer. And I think that might be because I'm in the medical field and we have to be so precise with everything. Yeah, no, I'm like, if it says 1/3, I'm like right at the line of 1/3. Like you do not go under if you do not go over. But how freeing it would be to be able to just go based on what you've learned and not be so strict. I could take that and run with that, but I won't do that. I won't go on that aspect of it. But so, and that's how you came up with the name.
No, I actually came up with the name because my oldest grandbaby, when my daughter was expecting, she asked me, "What do you want her to call you?" I said, "Whatever come out." So she
Mm.
called me Granny,
Oh.
and I call her Granny, and that's how I came up with the name.
Okay.
Yeah,
That is, oh, okay. So see, I would have thought differently. So that's even sweeter. That's even
Yeah,
nicer.
I like
Yeah.
I like that. So I mean, I too love. I think it's the reaction. That's what I cook for as well. But can you? I'm not a baker. The only thing that I can, I guess, quote unquote, cook that is a baked good in the way that you had mentioned, like no measurements, no this, no that, and it comes out is sweet potato pie. And that's because I was taught that by my grandmother. And that was, I guess, my two greats grandmother's recipe. So none of that was written down at all. That is completely to taste. And between my grandmother and my mom, they are the ones that have kind of like ingrained that taste into my palate. So now I know. And then yeah, I can go off and run with it and do different funky things with it because the cook in me will change up the pie crust or you know what I mean, add a little something funky in it or maybe even change the potato. But how because baking can be very precise or needs to be precise at certain times or it has to be done the order like as far as steps, how is that affected by letting the spirit or knowing the taste to guide you?
well, to be honestly, it's hit and miss sometimes when you're trying something new. Um, but I think because I've just done it for so long, it just really kind of comes natural for me.
Mm.
Right.
I really love being in the kitchen. It is that thing for me that I would do for free. That is
Mm.
my joy. And because I grew up with my mother being in the kitchen, I feel close to her when
Mm,
I'm there.
Mhm.
And a lot of times I feel like she guides me when I'm doing certain things. Um, there are certain things that you do fix that you have to have, exact measures, when doing cakes, but I go for it. I get
yeah,
inspiration from everything. I can get a smoothie and taste it and wonder what it would be like in a cupcake.
yeah,
Oh,
Or
wow.
I can smell something and, oh, you know what? That would go good in a brownie or, a cake or pie. It's just from me growing up, and I grew up in a time where my mother taught me, if I'm in the kitchen, you're in the kitchen. You
Mm.
don't leave the kitchen until I leave the kitchen. So she was always doing that, and she always worked in different restaurants. And so there was just a variety of things that she cooked. And by me being right there beside her, I just learned.
So you would say there's a spiritual connection or a feel that you get when you go in there.
It is.
And then that too comes through what you produce. Because then
yeah,
when we get it, we're like, "Ooh," you just feel something. Like when I got I don't know about Mo, but when I got my banana pudding cake, pound cake, and I tasted it, I just immediately, I literally, my eyes did fill up with water. Like, oh my God, because I felt that when I like the feeling I had when I was growing up and being in my grandmother and great grandmother's kitchen. And I said, "Whoa, so you whatever you got going on in that kitchen, it's it's being produced in your stuff."
That's what
Me
we
too.
call being. You can actually taste it. You know what I mean? You can taste the
Mhm.
essence of that person. Um,
Yeah,
it has person. I was like, it has person, and that's what you look for. That's what sets a apart from just someone who can put some things together.
right.
There's a lot of people who can go to the store and pull some things off a shelf and throw some sauce on it and call that food. But it takes a lot to be able to do a lot of things from scratch and to intentionally put things in. And as you were saying, even then on the creative end, taste one thing and recreate it in another. That's a whole different level. What's your favorite thing to cook? What's your favorite thing to cook and what's your favorite thing to bake?
So we know what to order.
I think
That's what that's for.
my favorite thing to cook is not a dessert. It is
Okay.
my own rendition of chicken pot pie.
Mhm.
Okay.
It has spaghetti and cheese in it.
Oh.
And I created that when my son was little. He's 32 now. So he was about maybe 3. And it was how I got him to eat vegetables. I put it in a pot pie with the chicken, the vegetables, and cheese and spaghetti, and he loved it. So I just started making it when I would have functions and you bring a dish, I would bring it and people just fell in love with it. So that's like my favorite thing um to fix.
You shipped that, right?
Right. Can you freeze that and
Yeah,
put
like I'm gonna need you to
pie?
ship that like next week. Send me an invoice, please, and thank you.
That's and I don't even
I need all parts of that. I want to know what that looked like. I definitely want to know what that tastes like. And yeah, ship it to me again,
right.
okay? I was floored.
Right. And I don't
We
even
can work
eat
on that.
chicken, but I just might. Just for that, just try. Like, wait a minute, what? Let me try that. Just in that.
I'll make yours with stock.
Oh, ooh, okay. Yeah. Okay, I'll take that. Now what about baking?
My
Yeah.
favorite thing to bake is kind of a toss up between um my red velvet and my banana nut bread. So I
Mm.
think it's a toss up between those two.
What makes your red velvet special without giving away your secret?
Chocolate and coffee.
That's what. Oh, so you see, you and my partner, she puts the coffee in hers too. Oh my goodness,
Huh.
that totally sets it apart.
Coffee does great. Try it in gravy.
Really?
You said in gravy?
Gravy, yes.
Like what? Like if I was gonna do biscuits and gravy,
If you're
gravy?
gonna do biscuits and gravy, if you're gonna do smothered chicken, if you're gonna make meatloaf and do a gravy, put you a little coffee in it.
Really?
Yes, it
Huh.
adds an extra kick and it'll make it a little bit more browner.
Hmm. I learn something new every day.
Right, never tried. I can't wait
Oh
to
yeah.
make me look. I'm trying to stay on this pescatarian kick, but you go at me.
She's
It's
tempting you.
crazy.
She's tempting you with all of this.
I'm like,
Okay.
oh,
That's
like I need to try that.
yeah. You can stray away for one day and
Listen, farmers market opens on Thursday.
right,
I will be there.
right. Oh my goodness. So how where do you want to see Granny's goods go?
Right now, I'm working with there's one restaurant that's in Covington, Georgia, that's carrying my desserts. It's called King Henry's Turkey Legs and Things.
Mm,
And I have two other restaurants that I'm waiting to schedule a tasting. So I'm hoping by the end of the year that I'll have my goods in at least 3 restaurants here.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
that's
amazing.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And then it won't seem like work because you love what you do. So you're just all of the love that people are going to experience just from eating what you produce and put in those restaurants. And we now, and we're very, all of us, the three of us on here, very spiritual people. So, that can do something internally for people who eat that. We never know what effect that's going to have in families and relationships just from food. Food brings people together. It'll bring you together in a minute. So yeah. Oh,
Absolutely. Veronica said, come on, 3 restaurants. That's what I'm talking about.
right. She's. I'm proud too. I
Yes,
know you. It's going to be like, oh, you talking about my friend Jackie? Oh, that's my.
exactly. Exactly.
Oh,
Listen,
wow. So you are. So how have you passed this on to your granddaughter? Because I know she's right there with you. Have you started? Did you start with her just like you were?
I do something. She's not very big on being in the kitchen all the time, but there are times when she'll say, "Granny, can we cook?" and she'll want certain things. So, I teach her to cook things because she's 8 now. So I've taught her to use the air fryer. So
Mm,
if I'm busy and her mom busy and she's hungry, she can fix fish sticks, she can fix chicken fingers. Um, and I did teach her to do blueberry waffles, but I don't trust her by herself yet.
oh, wow. Yeah, that's Ariel. She knows how to use the air fryer. It's like, listen, you're hungry. I got stuff I need to do right now. Just take it and put it in the air fryer. See the pictures, choose which one, and start. That's all you got to do. Period.
And they will eat something if they've gotten in there and created it with their own hands. They'll
Mm-hmm.
eat it. If you go in there and fix green beans, I don't want green beans. I don't. But if they did it
Mm-hmm.
and they feel proud about it, they're gonna eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I always would have my children in the kitchen when they were small, and we would do pizza night, and they would get to choose what toppings they want to put on their pizza, and they would be so proud of that
Um,
little pizza and just love it. So that's
mhm,
a great way to get kids to eat their vegetables. Have them get in the kitchen. Start your children while they're small. Let
mhm.
them be in there. Let them be creative. Let them put something, even if it sounds icky to you. If they want to try it, let them try it.
Hello, Maybach. We're so glad for you to be here. I think for me, I wish I had been able to do that with my kids, but I was a single mom and I had to work, and then when I would get off, it's just like, "Come on, go, 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 go." So I use a crock pot a lot, and I never did have that time to just do stuff in the kitchen with them. And with Ariel, it's a little different now. She's had wanted to do some things. So we've gone in, she's scrambled some eggs, she's poured the pancakes batter, and she won't eat the pancakes, but she's done that on the grill and flipped them over and things. But that's an idea. You giving me something else. Let her cook it. Let her do it. And then
Even if
maybe
it
she'll
is the
eat
crock
better.
pot, even if it is the crock pot, let her put the stuff, you lay it
Absolutely.
out on the counter and tell her what to put in and let her do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. My boys love to cook.
Mm.
Yeah, I was like all 3 of them. My oldest will be actually, yeah, all 3 of them. They come in, especially especially my middle one. Whenever he's here, he's always like, "Hey, Morgan, what are we having for dinner?" And then I might. It depends on like if I don't know, my answer will be food. If I do know, then I'll tell him whatever it is. Most of the time, he'll be like, "Hey, can I help?"
Um,
And once he's like, "Hey, can I help?" then the other 2 will come in. My youngest, he's more in the kitchen than the other two are, because they're getting a little older, so they're into like video games and stuff. So every now and then they'll come in, but he's in there, and just that sense of pride does change. So it's
Mhm.
funny, like it will change whether or not they eat the food. It does give them a sense of, them being able to create things. And my kids know I'm off the wall with stuff, so then they come up with crazy concoctions. So I love the fact that you said, don't even, make faces at something that you'd be like, ew, does that really even go together? Because my kids have put some stuff together where I was like, that the thought of it, but then when I ate it, it really actually was
Mhm.
pretty good.
Well,
It
I
was
have to
pretty
keep that
good.
in mind when Ariel wants to put some crazy stuff together. Now I'm like, what? Okay, then I'll let her do it. And we'll
Yeah,
see how it is.
absolutely,
And then I'll
absolutely.
have to take pictures and put it on. She loves when I put stuff on social media that it hypes her up. So
Yeah.
yeah.
You gotta
There you
taste it.
go.
You
Yeah,
gotta
oh yeah,
taste it.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make sure my face says, "Oh, this is great," even if it's not. I'm like, "Oh my god, this is so great."
And see, even when it is for crock pot, like you both can have, like, I have kid, knives
Mhm.
that literally can cut through apples and everything. So, if you're worried about fingers,
Mhm.
you can get a set. They're very, very
Okay.
affordable. And while you are maybe cutting up the beef that's going in the crock pot, she's cutting up carrots or she's cutting up potatoes. You know what I mean? So it's like both of you guys are doing that, and you guys could be doing that the night
Yeah.
before, throwing it in so that it still incorporates that. So while you do the meal prep for the next day, there's
Right.
quick ways to incorporate. It's fun, and then of course that's time you guys are spending together.
That is true, and I want to have a whole lot of that out here. So, Jackie, yeah, a whole lot, just me and her, no other distractions. So, Jackie, how important is it in your opinion, to build this legacy through cooking? And what can you really build? Because we know how it was years ago, but what do you feel about that?
For me, because we live in such a microwave society now,
Mhm.
people don't um some do, but a lot of people don't take the time to be in the kitchen like, our mothers and our grandmothers did. There was no McDonald's or Burger King. And if you did, it was far in between, that you would ever stop for fast food. We would be in the car, Mama, we want McDonald's. Oh, I got McDonald's at home. But I want to get my grandchildren to see how much food is better for you if you prepare it yourself, because you know what goes in it. When you're buying food out, and it's okay, I eat out sometimes, but you don't know what they've put in it. You don't know what that food is going through before it reaches your mouth. But when you're in your kitchen and you're taking those raw ingredients and you're putting together and making something delicious, you know what you're doing and you know what you've put in it. And it's so much better for you.
Mhm.
So um, I try my best to teach them that and to let them see that you doing your own food versus going out and buying fast food is just so much better for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I even with something as simple as French fries, I want to buy my own potatoes and wash them
Yeah.
and cut them up and put them in the air fryer, because they
Mhm.
use grease at the restaurants. They just drop them in the grease for 2 or 3 minutes on and fry them up, and then you got all of that. But if you do it in the air fryer, it's going to be so much healthier for you and better, than just doing that. And that always I stopped going to oh, what do you call the buffet restaurants? I stopped going because I was just so appalled and just thinking like, what are people doing prior to me coming up here getting my food, or what happened in the back? I heard stories growing up of fast food where they would drop food or stuff would happen and they pick it up and it's just like, no, I don't want that. So, being able to do that from home and you seeing what you put in there,
Mhm.
you're assured as these ingredients and this happened and this is mine and I'm going to eat this and it's going to be well with my body. It's not going to
Yes.
have an opposite effect, a bad effect on there. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Absolutely. Can you talk about, I guess, the importance too of, um, I guess, teaching this skill of cooking and or baking when it comes to, future generations, or, even passing down just, um, your recipes in your family and what
I
that would
just
mean.
think it's so important. It's a skill that not only girls but boys need too. Ain't nothing, my grandmother used to say, it ain't guaranteed that you're gonna find a woman that know how to cook and clean. So you need to learn how to do it for yourself. So, our brothers, my brothers, they grew up learning how to cook and how to clean. So for me, it's important for me to teach them that and for them to learn how to do it because we already see how the world is going as far as prices. I have never, the price of eggs, oh my God. When I tell you, never would have imagined that food prices would be as they are. So, I not only do I cook, but I can foods. And so
Mhm.
I like to teach, my child, my grandchildren, everything that can be done in the kitchen so they don't ever have to be without.
Mhm.
And a lot of people look at that as being old fashioned, and that's what they did in the old days. But you know what? It's become a time that those old ways has come back into play, and they are
Mhm.
very important because with the price of food now, we don't know which way it's going, and it could possibly get to the point to one day to where you can't afford it. So if you've got stuff canned away and preserved, then you don't have to worry about being without.
Right. Yeah, I've seen a lot more people or heard of a lot more people now doing their own gardening with certain foods,
Yes.
and I've never had that skill, ability, nor desire, but
Me
hey,
either.
these times will make you do stuff that you didn't think that you were going
Yes.
to do, and it will be to your benefit. I just I think my son, who's 17, he took like 2 or 3 years of a cooking class. And so he has his binder with all of his recipes that he's done, and he knows how to cook. Like there was a time where he would just cook, and I would be like, Micah, oh my, you cooking. But it's important because, like you said, you don't know. I don't know if he's going to marry someone who knows how to cook or clean or any of that. So I started my older kids, I started them off early, at least with the cleaning part. But with the cooking, it's just little stuff here and there. But he got that in school. But we don't know how things are going to go, and it's important to have that in order to pass that along to future generations. So we all will be taken care of and prepared for things. We just never know what's going to come about.
Right. And I
Yeah.
hate that they took that, when I was in school, we had home economics.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So we learned to cook in school. They don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
So it's a lot
yeah,
of the things that we grew up doing that they have just, you know, taken away. So, unless there is somebody to teach these children,
Yeah.
it's a skill that they're not going to learn.
Yeah. And that's unfortunate. I remember being in school and having home ec, and we learned to cook, we learned to sew, we did all kinds of things. I remember making things, but
Girl,
they don't
yes,
have
I
that.
did that. And
They don't have.
4-H. Did you guys have 4-H?
I didn't participate with 4-H. Did you, Morgan? Morgan's son wants to be on camera. Oh, it's funny.
Okay, yeah.
Gotta love the kids.
Yeah, exactly. The one that likes to cook the most. You know, he was coming in here talking about food too.
Yeah. So, Jackie, you don't only own Granny's Goods where you do that. You have a number of other businesses and other ventures that you're into. So, I was showing off my paparazzi jewelry because this is from Goddess Gems. Now,
Yes.
tell us about that and how long you've been in with that.
I've been with uh paparazzi a little over 2 years. It was 2 years in January. Um, and I have a website, Goddess Gems, because jewelry can bring out that inner goddess.
Okay.
We all have
Yeah.
her. Um, I do that. Am now, of course, working with Granny's Goods. And I've partnered up with a friend that we are going to be um, selling fragrance oils, uncut. Yeah, I love scents. I'm a big scent person. I burn incense all the time. If I'm feeling a certain way, I can burn an incense and that smell just lifts me up.
Mm.
So I'm gonna be dabbling in that. And God put it on my heart to create a journal.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to be creating a journal, and I'll let you know what that consists of
Awesome.
Wonderful. I love journals.
with that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And
I
so
have
it's going
several.
to incorporate um, information on essential oils and your chakras and just a whole lot of information.
Nice, nice. So you loving scent like you do, that has to spill over and help you with the cooking aspect too,
Oh,
right?
yes, it
Yeah.
does. When I tell you I love cooking, I love cooking. I get excited about just the raw ingredients and looking at them, envisioning what it's going to turn out to be. And when it does, I'm just thrilled to death. You
Mm,
know, I say I'm a kitchen artist,
mm,
and, my seasonings are my paints, and, my kitchen is my art studio, and my raw ingredients are my canvas, and I work and put it together. I can't really explain how I do it. I just do it.
mhm,
Um, I think it just comes from years of watching and learning. But
mhm.
you have to love it. Anybody can get in and just throw something together,
Right.
but it's not going to have that certain taste if it's not something that you love.
Mhm.
I always tell people never cook when you're angry, never cook when you're sad,
Mm.
because that energy goes into the food.
Wow.
Yes.
And that's real. That is definitely real. Well, I remember in February when Dr. V got married and we were down in Tampa and just watching you in the kitchen, like just effortlessly do things, just moved around. And before we knew it, it was time to eat. And I was like, oh, you just was so focused. You weren't upset about it. You wanted to do it. And you made everything easy for us to have access to it. So that speaks volumes about your love for it and how it is, how you are in the kitchen. You just get in a zone. So would you say you just get in a zone and you're like in your
I
own little
do.
world?
I do. I do.
Mhm.
I am. I'm in my own little world when I'm in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And, although I don't mind, sometimes if, my daughter or grandbaby come in, it says, is there anything that I can do? I'll be nice sometimes and say, yeah, but I really don't want nobody in my kitchen.
I thought it was just me.
No, no, that kitchen,
It's
that's
a
my,
personal space.
that
Yeah.
that's my space.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, okay. Yeah. I can
Don't let
understand.
me turn the music on, girl. Oh my Lord.
That was
Now
my
here's
next
here's the
I'm
thing. Do you
I'm
have
burning
someone
in.
that you don't mind being in your space or that you can kind of work with?
If I had to pick somebody out of my family, it would be my niece.
Okay.
Yeah.
She knows her way around the kitchen as well.
Yeah, she does. She does. She she's I would say she's the one that cooks closest to how I cook. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
As far as
But she
style and taste, or you mean, or like actually like method?
taste.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. But now she's also old enough to where she spent time with my mother who had her
Mm.
in the kitchen when she was young.
Okay.
Mhm.
So that legacy is moving through generations. It's still alive and well.
Yeah. And
Oh.
I'm doing what mama didn't do. I'm writing the recipes down. So
Hmm.
after I'm gone, they'll still have them.
So do you think that you would teach any classes or either do anything specifically for your family, for the younger generations in your family? Because I know you guys have family reunions and get-togethers. Do you use that time or have you thought about using that time to bring some of the younger ones in the kitchen and you do stuff together? Have you ever done that?
I really haven't thought about doing it because it just comes automatic to me when we're getting together. Everybody automatically knows I'm going to cook.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just what I do. So I get in my zone and I do it. So
Mm.
I've never really thought about getting the younger ones with me. Um
Got some little apprentices, give them an apron and put them in there and put them to work. I don't care what they're doing. Here, you cut this up and you chop that up, and we're going to put this together and
it'll
make it.
have it'll have to be when I'm doing something leisurely.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
so feel you.
because yeah, because in all honesty, somebody else just gets in my way.
Because you know how to move and maneuver. It's like, no, I just need you to back up. I got
Listen, exactly. It is so crazy because, like, right, you would cut something one way, and somebody else ends up cutting it the other way, and you really just can't get over the fact that it was cut. And it's like, yes, it was still sliced, but I would have preferred
Yes.
it on a bias versus just straight across. And now my whole thing is ruined.
right,
My
right,
parents
right,
were still in it, but it needed to be cut the other way.
right.
I feel you.
Corey said your food tastes like you were born to do it for sure. Absolutely. And
Ooh.
I can't wait to buy my plane ticket to Georgia. I'm coming to stay for a few days. I
I'm
just
like, is that what I gotta do? Look, that's what we gotta do for this pot pie. Okay. Look, if you can't ship it, just let me know and I will buy the ticket. Okay.
we will come and get it personally. Just make sure I don't even need a room. Just give me the floor, air mattress, and soap somewhere. So I just come to eat. That's all. I just came in to eat.
Yeah, exactly. I'm coming to eat. I'm gonna take a nap, and I'll probably ask for another plate, and then I'll go.
Right,
That's
right.
definitely what's gonna happen. I am Southern to the bone, country, true and true, and that's one thing we do: feed you.
Hmm.
If
That's
nothing
right.
else, we gonna feed you.
Right, right. Now, I wonder, is there, and I don't know who we could talk to about this or if you would know, because there is a great difference with Southerners, because I'm from Georgia, grew up in Georgia, you're in Georgia, and how it is up north. Like we have that Southern hospitality. And so we're going to make sure that you eat good and you comfortable, and we're going to all be together. But I found up north and Midwest, they're not. I haven't really found anybody that's like that. What are your thoughts on that?
I've always lived in the South, so I really don't know much about Northerners
Mhm.
and how they live. But I was born and raised in Alabama,
Oh,
and
wow.
that's what the one thing you always got to do is have some sweet tea in the house
Absolutely.
and some food on the stove, because you don't ever know who gonna come and visit, and whoever
Right,
come visit, they got to have a plate.
right, right. That is so true. That is
Yeah,
true.
that is not
Well,
the northern way.
Morgan.
I was like, that is not the northern way. I was like, I love it. I absolutely love it. But see, now I am raised a northerner in a southern household. So,
Mm,
my dad's family actually hails from Grenada, but my mom and her family are from North Carolina, and so that southern hospitality I grew up with when I was with my maternal side of the family. Door was always open, like you said, food was always on the stove. It didn't matter. We used to ask my grandmother all the time. Now here we are in Brooklyn, like, grandma, you don't know him, and now you got him in here making a plate at like Christmas. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like that, so that is the difference of the northern and the southern, because in the northern you watch your back a little bit more. You're not really sure who is what. And I guess it's there's just it's faster paced.
mhm.
And you don't want to say people are not nice, because they're nice in their own way, but then they're also not, you know what I mean? They're not, you're not going to walk down the street and someone's going to say hello. I remember
Yeah.
back in the day, my ex and I, that was our biggest thing. He's like, why do you keep saying hello to everyone? You could tell you're from New Jersey. Like, this is what he said. Because in New Jersey, yeah, you'll say hello, but walking down the street in Manhattan, you're not gonna say, hi to someone just walking down the street. No,
Yeah.
that's
And
not.
that's how I grew up. You speak to people regardless. And when I finished surgical tech school in Georgia and I moved to Ohio, and I'm like, I wake up and I'm a morning person. I'm like all day. It doesn't matter what time of day. And so I'm in the morning, like, good morning. And they would look at me. I'm like, oh, okay, we don't do that here. All right. Well, I just won't say anything. So then they got to know me to know, okay, this is how she is, this is how she was raised, and they became a lot more accepting of it. But at the beginning, it was like, oh my God, y'all, what's wrong? Do you need your coffee or something? This is how I was raised. I speak to everybody. How
Right.
you doing? I don't even have to know
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
And that draws people, that draws them to you. And then you come and you can introduce them to Granny's goods, and then now they're hooked. So they're hooked. So Stacy said, "Your cake reminds me of the cake my grandmother used to make. It is perfect. It is
Oh,
good."
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
Corey said, "When I think about what state I'm moving to, I factor in being near Jackie's cooking." And that was a fax. Those are
Hilarious.
further away.
Corey.
Come on, Corey. Come on. I'm waiting for you.
Yes, that is so good. So
Well, listen, I've been needing to get to Georgia, so apparently this is just another thing. And now you have relocated to Texas, and that has been on my radar for the last. My most favorite people live in Texas, so I can say three. We need to. Yeah, I just right now it's that pot pie. It's right.
Yeah.
I know,
Like,
right?
can I
I'm
come
like,
like next week?
Stop
My
on by
birthday's in a
Georgia,
couple
get you
weeks.
some
Like,
food
I
on
think
your
I'm
way
a
to Texas.
my husband asked what I wanted for my birthday. I might
oh,
just say I want to get some pot pie
take me to
in
Georgia to
Georgia.
Jackie to get this pot pie.
Yeah,
That's what you need to do. So this is letting you know
I
you
do.
need to have ready resources to buy plane tickets to go wherever because you're going to be everywhere, just everywhere. You need to be able to travel.
Exactly. Or we can book. Oh, we can book you and just fly you out onto private. I'm all about the private chef life, so I will totally fly you out and provide whatever is necessary. I don't get this
Oh
luxury.
my,
So I would love for another person who like can cook and throw down.
Just let me know.
you know
Ooh.
what?
Just
You
let
might
me
have to
know.
quit your job. Stacy said, Jackie, you're gonna have to get your in because people are not gonna want to leave. Exactly. They're gonna taste one plate and they're like,
Look, I
oh,
want to open a B&B, so
ooh,
I'm
yeah,
totally in if you're in, and that would be
yeah,
so
yeah.
Call
nice.
me.
Can you
I'm
imagine?
ready. I'm ready.
Sounds like a
That would be
trip to
awesome.
me. I'm getting hungry. I'm ready.
Exactly. I was like, yeah, a space we could just like rotate nicely. So it's like, everyone in a season. So now you also get to just
Mm,
relax. And then you know what
yeah,
I mean? Oh, listen,
that
we're
sounds like a plan.
It
Jackie,
does.
I'll be backing your inbox after this.
All
Okay.
right.
Oh my goodness. So tell people, oh, Corey says she's torn between all of us, Florida, Texas, and Georgia.
Oh,
Yeah, you better talk to Jarrell about that one. He has the final say. We're not gonna say anything. He has the final say on that one. Tell people how they can order from you from Granny's Goods.
right now I'm on Facebook at Granny's Goods One, or you can just send me an instant message. But I am in the works of opening a Shopify store, so that'll be coming soon, and you'll be able to go online and put your order in.
And then also too for the paparazzi as well, they can go on, tell them how to find the jewelry.
I am Goddess Gems, and Goddess is GODDEZZGEMZ.com for your jewelry.
Yes, Goddess Gems is the way to go. We could come down to a turkey leg and a pound cake. Corey.
I got you, Corey. I
So
got you,
simple.
girl.
Turkey. Look, now you're talking my husband's language. You need turkey leg. Look, Corey, tell me about this
What about
turkey
this
leg.
turkey?
Y'all, come
Turkey? Did
on.
I hear turkey?
Yeah, exactly. Like turkey leg. What you do to
That
this
is
turkey leg?
awesome. So thank everybody for coming. Let's see. We see Nisi. Hi, Nisi. Corey's on. Dr. V is on. Stacy's on. Maybach was on earlier. I hope he's still on there. Thank y'all for coming on and supporting. Jackie, we are so grateful that you were able to come on. It was perfect
Yes.
because Morgan got a chance to get her order and be able to share in what I experienced. So she had her own. She realized that I was not lying. That I what I said was facts. How it tasted was definitely on point. But we're so glad that you were on and sharing about that. Y'all, the legacy, we have to leave a serious legacy for our future generations. We cannot let what we learned growing up just die out. There has to be somebody that can carry it on because we need that. We don't want that. I know I don't want that. So make sure you're building these legacies, whether it's through cooking or teaching entrepreneurship or investing, whatever it is. We want to leave a legacy. We want to build that. We want to build that for our future. It's so important. And I think about that even more. Even moving to Texas where I am now, I think about that more and more. Like, what am I going to leave for my children? I missed out on the cooking part because my three of my kids are grown, so that's done. They do their own thing. But what kind of legacy can I leave? What can I do now for them? So that's what I'm building and working on now. But we hope you enjoyed being on with
I
us.
did, girls. It was fun. Thank you so
Oh,
much for having
good.
me. I enjoyed
Good.
myself.
Absolutely. I know I was definitely waiting for this. So I appreciate you and, coming on and, and sharing. And it's so nice to know that there's another like-minded, um, a like-minded chef and a like-minded cook that really understands the importance of food, the importance of, keeping things natural and really keeping the culture and the history within the food as well. You can definitely taste it. Your hands are definitely blessed. And,
Thank
Absolutely.
I definitely pray many, many blessings and many, many more opportunities for you.
Absolutely. So, is your cookbook still where people can purchase?
It is on Amazon. It is called Table Talks with Mom, more than
Um,
just a cookbook. And it's where I've written recipes that were taught to me by my mother, but not just recipes, but the advice that
mm,
she um, gave to me from everything that you can imagine, from
wow.
getting married to having children, just everything.
Wow. So you included that in your cookbook as
I
well?
did.
Awesome. I need to
Yes.
go and purchase that. Okay, so y'all go and purchase that. Now tell the name of the book of the cookbook again.
It's called Table Talks with Mom, more than just a cookbook.
There you are by Jacqueline Jefferson.
Love it.
The
Love
book
it.
has so much wisdom from Mama. That's what Stacy says. All right. Well, thank you for so much for joining us tonight. And we had a wonderful time. And you've made me very hungry. My stomach is actually growling now. And to know that I can't get any Granny's goods or any jacket stuff right now makes me a little sad. But that's okay. My time is coming. You're just a plane ride away. I would drive it.
Come
No,
on.
I'm a plane ride. We got to plan it out, Morgan. We got to plan this out now so we can get there for that pot pie. I'm telling
I'm game. I am game.
Absolutely. So y'all join us again next week. Same time, same location. Invite and share. Listen, we want to break Facebook. We want to break them with the number of people that come on and stay on and view and share and like. And nobody has inboxed me. Have they inboxed you, Morgan? Has anybody inboxed you about anything? So y'all must just enjoy what we putting together. I guess that's what it is. Is that what it is? I think
I
they're
guess
just
we're doing a great job so far.
You
Uh,
are.
okay.
You both are doing an awesome job.
Well,
I
thank
love
you.
each and every
Thank you.
week.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, we
See,
appreciate definitely being a very loyal viewer and jumping in with us as well like that.
absolutely.
It took me a
Absolutely.
minute. It was
So
so funny. I
next
really was
week,
actually looking for Jackie. And then I was like, oh, duh. Her name wouldn't come up. I said at first, you
right,
get so used to seeing it on the side.
right,
So it's
right.
nice
So it
for
was
you
kind
to
of
see
weird,
the
like, oh, she didn't, right. She's not there. Oh, she's right here in front of us. Yeah.
exactly. I love it. So
Yeah,
more we'd like to see more of you guys that, chime in to be on this end as well, to be able to share
absolutely.
what you think, we would be able to glean from.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we appreciate all of the support. We appreciate all of the comments, all the shares, all the likes. Everything. We thank you. We are having a blast. I know I am having a blast doing this show. It's been really great doing it, and we get along well. We're having a good time. We bring on some great people with some great discussion. We're going to get deeper into things. We're not going to be surface level. We're going to get deep into some things and some issues and some topics that need to be discussed. So, hey, if you got something that you want us to talk about, guaranteed we know someone, an expert, someone's dealt with some things that we can bring on and discuss and help each other. Because that's, hey, I get helped. I'm not above getting help. I have not arrived. So help me, tell me something. So I look forward to every week, to every guest. Thank y'all so much.
Yes, thank you, thank you.
And we'll see you next week. Same time, same area. Share it all. We're everywhere. Everywhere. We're in Texas. We're in
7:15
Delaware.
on Tuesday.
We're New Jersey. We're everywhere, right?
Exactly. You never know where we will be.
You don't. You don't. Now the next time I do the show, I could be in Chicago. I don't know. I'm just all over the place. Y'all gotta pray for me. Y'all gotta pray
You
for me.
never know. I might be in Canada. You never know.
Ooh, I want to go. I was supposed to go this month, and those plans got squashed. And now I'm so far. I really want to go to Canada. I really do.
We were
That's
going
on
to
my
do a little quick trip to Niagara Falls.
that's on my bucket list. just to go. So we'll see.
You got to do Ottawa or Toronto.
Ooh, okay.
Both of those.
Awesome.
All right. See y'all next week.
See you next week. Bye.
Yeah, I'm so extra. Express myself, I'm next up. Yeah, what more do you say? Coming up. Yeah.